Yes,
The executive wants to send one of his managers for coaching,
Yes.
and he says you have to go for coaching because you can't do this. You can. If that person doesn't want to be coached, it's
Then
not going to work.
Why, Jim? Why you wanna dismiss? Just be liquor. Don't be extra. Just be.
Auntie Melissa, just tell us quickly, who were you and where were you born? Where you from? And how has where you are from shaped who you are?
Okay. So firstly, I was born in the 60s. So I'm going to be 62. In Cape Town, in Greenpoint, so in Boland Terrace. And then I think around about 1967, we had to move because there was Group Areas Act.
Yes.
So we had to move out of there. We had to move into different places. So at the time, my mum was moved to Manenberg. I was still young. I had to go live with my grandmother.
Okay.
Because obviously there was no schools close by, and my grandmother was moved to Heiderveld, and then we went to school in Welcome Estate. So we were at the Catholic school. Well, I was at the Catholic school, and my cousin as well. And then I used to live with my gran like every week. So from Sundays to Fridays, I used to go. Weekends, I used to spend at home with my mom and my dad, of course.
Okay, interesting. Also, you are a life coach. Okay?
I am.
You are a life coach. So tell us quickly a little bit more about what is a life coach and what inspired you to become a life coach.
Okay. So I worked in human resources, and I've always worked with people. So I was always in line management, worked in human resources. So I used to love working with people.
Okay.
I love seeing people grow, whether they're young or whether they're old. I like seeing them doing different things, trying out different stuff.
Okay.
So one of the things I always wanted to, so I did coaching, I suppose, indirectly, because when you're a leader, then you obviously coach your staff.
Yes.
So then I decided, okay, so if I retire, what is it that I want to do then? Because I'm not going to be home and not do anything. So I thought, what do I keep myself busy with? So I thought, why don't I then do coaching? So I decided to do my postgrad in coaching, and my company that I worked with at the time, they paid for my postgrad studies, which was absolutely great. So that helped. And yeah, so I finished my postgrad, and that's how I became a coach.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, do you think it takes a certain person to be a life coach?
I think it does. I think when it's life coaching or you're doing leadership, because even in leadership, there's still life challenges.
Yes.
So the challenges is all about how do I take charge of them, and what do I do about
Yes.
them. So the type of person is someone that's able to listen, someone just to hold a space for someone that they can unpack, they can talk about how they feel, talk about what the challenges are, but also someone that can challenge you. So someone that can hold up that mirror and say, okay, Joy, you said all of these things, and so what are you going to do about it?
Yeah. Okay. So you help people help themselves achieve fulfillment in their own lives.
Absolutely. So coaches believe that you've got the capacity. So I don't have to know all the technical knowledge, whether you're a CEO, or you're a director, or whether you're a gardener. You are the custodian, and you are the designer of your own life. And you know what's best for you. So all we do is hold the space, help you find all of those answers within yourself, and actually do something about them.
Okay, I see. I think also, when I first heard about life coaching, as I said, I didn't know what it entailed. I thought it was just this thing that you do, the side hustle that you do when you don't know what else to
Side
do.
hustle.
So, okay, what qualifications or what requirements do you need to become a life coach?
Okay, so I did go and study, so you can go and do it at like SACAP. So that's where I did my postgrad studies in coaching. You can do your masters as well in coaching. So you can do your masters at Stellenbosch. You can go do it at
So
I think at the business school. Yeah, UCT Business School has it. Stellenbosch Business School had it. It's legit. We've got paperwork. We get capped.
Okay, so quickly, what's the difference then between what you do as a life coach and a psychologist or therapist?
Okay, so coaching more looks to the future. So you look at what are my challenges, what am I dealing with right now, and we help you look and find ways to deal with it in the future. Psychologists they qualified to deal with people that have anxiety and stress and schiz and yes,
Yeah,
so the
the
schizophrenia
schizophrenia.
and those sort of
Okay.
things. Or so that is their qualification. So they help you deal with mental health
Mental
and
health
mental
issues.
health, yeah,
Okay,
illness.
okay.
So those are we look at how do we help you find direction for yourself. We help you just hold the space in terms of where it is you want to go, what are your challenges, what you find difficulty in dealing with when it comes to your everyday life challenges, whether it's in leadership, when you're in the leadership position, or just within your own life, with the own life challenges that you have.
No, so I think it's quite, in a way, it overlaps each other in a way, because I think a life coach can help someone that's going through mental illness in the sense that, besides the fact that they're receiving the medical attention they need from a psychologist or a psychiatrist, you can help them get some guidance in their life. You
Absolutely.
understand?
So what we normally say is if someone came to see me and they suffer from depression, for example, that's not my expertise.
Yeah.
But they also may want to look at how do they deal with challenges within their own lives. So if they can't say no, for example,
Yeah.
or if they're unable to, or if they've got a challenging employee that they need to deal with and they don't know how to do the feedback to that individual, those two can run concurrently. So the person can still see the psychologist to deal with the depression and anxiety, and they can still have a coach, a life coach that can help them deal with any other challenges and look at actions that they can, or look at techniques that can help them move forward.
Yeah, definitely, because I think also a lot of the things that you help them with can cause, if it goes undealt with, can cause something like depression.
Possibly if you feel anxious and you don't know how to deal with it. I mean, so if for example, a client says to me, I'm unable to give someone really tough feedback, for example, and then I become quite anxious. I become quite anxious. Firstly, if the person wants to be in a leadership role, then they should be able to give the feedback, because feedback is given with care. So when you give feedback with care, then someone will accept it. But if you're giving feedback that doesn't come from a good place, that person's good, because we're all human. You know when I'm being nasty, because you can feel it. We all have a gut, we can feel that. So if you're finding it difficult, then I'll challenge you and find out, so what's making it difficult for you? What's going through your mind when you're having to give that feedback? So those are the sort of things that we unpack then. And then the person starts dealing with what gives them this anxious feeling, what are they? Because lots of times you assume a response that's going to come. You don't know what's going to come, but you actually assume there's a response coming. So what we do is we help and hold a space where you can understand that when I'm doing stuff and I'm doing it from a good place, or I'm able to take control of a situation, it's what I'm taking control of. Something that I want to do. It's not something that I'm forced to do. And if you don't want to do it, then you don't do it. But then what we do is we hold up that middle. We say, what are the consequences of doing it, and what are the consequences of not doing it? So that you understand when I make a decision, it has been my decision. And if I didn't want to do it, then I have to live with the consequences. Take responsibility.
This is all on you.
Yes. It's not on me, because I'm holding the space and holding the mirror up for you. You're making the decision.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we've spoken about psychology, and we've spoken about the role of a life coach. Why do you say particularly life coaching is effective?
It's only effective if the person that wants to be coached is actually doing something about it.
Yes. So it starts with them. They need to want to.
Yes, you need to want to. So what I have found is, say for example, in a workplace situation, and the executive wants to send one of his managers for coaching, and he says, you have to go for coaching because you can't do this. If that person doesn't want to be coached, it's not going to work.
Okay,
so what I normally do is, with people that come and see me, I first have like a coffee session, and then we'll just have like a quick chat. So I'll find out what it is that you want to do. Do you connect with me? Do I connect with you? Because if I don't connect with you, then I'll say, listen, it's not about the money. It's about, am I going to be able to help you? Because you want to be helped. But if you don't want to, then I've asked a client where I've worked before at not the company I worked before, but where I did work, company I did work for. They had quite a few people that I was seeing, and the one guy particularly just wasn't acting on the stuff that he wanted to do. And then I asked him, I said to him, is this really what you need right now? And he said to me, I'm sorry, man, but I don't think that this is what I want right now. My focus is to make sure I support my wife, because she was busy studying, and I don't I haven't made the time to focus on me and do the stuff that I need to do. And he was honest. And then I said to him, well, if that's the case, then best do what you find is right for you now. And then in future, if you do need my services, and then you just let me know.
Yes. Okay, Auntie Mo. So I want to. You've mentioned that you grew up you went to Catholic schools and all of that. I mean, does your own beliefs influence how you help these clients?
Absolutely not. Coaching is not about religion. So my faith and the church that I belong to is where I choose to fellowship.
I see.
So I believe that everybody, whether you're Muslim, whether you're Christian, Catholic, Pentecost, whichever religion you are, Jehovah's Witness, that's your religion. That's where you go and fellowship. Everybody on this earth wants to be in a better place.
Yes.
When they move from here. If people believe there's a higher power, that's who they believe in. They believe there's a higher power. My higher power is God.
Yes.
And they believe in a God, but they may not believe in the same name.
Yes.
Some will believe it's Allah, we'll call it God, for example. And so, but they all want to be in a place that's a higher place. If there was someone that came to me and said to me that they don't believe in any higher power, anything like that, then I may not be the right person for them to coach them.
I see.
But if people believe that there's a higher power, whoever that higher power may be for them, I can work with that individual because my faith doesn't determine who I am. So the Catholic Church doesn't determine who I am as a person.
Yes.
It's my own walk with God that determines
I
who
like
I am.
that. Because people can get confused sometimes.
Absolutely, yes. People confuse church and your faith and who you, who you are, your own spirituality, because they're two different things.
Yeah. Okay, Auntie Mo, so you are a mom, you are a wife, you are a sister, you are many things.
Yes.
Okay, so how do you draw that boundary, that fine line between your life coaching and your being a mother, being a wife?
Oh my word, my one daughter said to me, Mommy, can you just be my mom? I don't want you to be my coach. So don't say anything, I just want you to be listened. She called me out though, I must be honest with you. Because sometimes, when it's your own kids or your family, I find that you do, as a coach, sometimes you take on that coaching hat and you think, okay, let me just, help them unpack this. And then I'll ask the coaching questions. Ask the coaching clarifying questions and stuff. And, my daughter's called me out and my one sister's called now. She says, Merle, please, I just want you to be my sister. Just listen to me. I don't want you to coach me. And I thought, okay, let me just. So I must be honest with you, I have to make a conscious decision sometimes not to actually do that.
Okay. So, I mean, a lot of what you do is dependent on the person you're trying to help.
Yes.
Okay, so you can't force them, as we said earlier on, to be a better person or to achieve whatever they set out to achieve. And I think, does that not at times make you, as a person helping them or wanting to help them, feel a sense of helplessness?
You have to remove yourself from that because it's not me. It's their space that they're in. And if they're unable to shift, I have to look at techniques that we get trained on, different techniques to help them find what is it that's preventing them from shifting. So, and there's lots of tools that you can use. There's questioning tools, there's strategies, there's, we play around, sometimes I even play around with like what we think toys. We talk about little tools that we can play around and ask people to work with that, to understand and unpack what it is that makes them unable to shift forward. Does it make me feel helpless? Doesn't make me feel helpless. It makes me look at what, because you have to reflect. So what's not working with this client? So what is it I have to do differently to help them shift?
Okay, I see.
So that's the reflection. So there's always a reflection if I find myself in that situation where someone's unable to shift. So either they're not going to, and then I'll unpack that. I said, is this what you really want? And make them see, the pros and the cons of that. And if it is what they want, but they're unable to shift, then I have to look for different tools to help them do that.
Okay.
And sometimes it takes longer with some, sometimes it takes with other people, it takes like quicker.
Yes.
So some people, will do it, they act on it, and it will work for them. And other people will take a bit longer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Auntie Mo, and then what are some of the fruits that you bear from doing this? What's some of the the things you get back that makes you feel rewarded for
You know what? If people develop and grow, whether they're young or older people, or they try a new skill, it is unbelievable for me when I actually see that. And I still get some of my staff makes contact with me that I used to work with. And tell me where they are and what they've done and what they've achieved, and then I think, wow, it's absolutely amazing. And it's not all me, because it's them, but it just says that if I was part of that journey to make that shift, that for me is absolutely rewarding. Yeah.
So you were there, some kind of you facilitated that process in some way.
Yeah.
Okay, and then lastly, some words of wisdom. I don't know, for someone that is maybe thinking of becoming a life coach and doesn't know shouldn't they, or for someone that is considering getting a life coach, not sure whether they should or whether they shouldn't, or maybe for a life coach themselves that is in what it is they're doing and they may be feeling a little bit despondent. What did you say to them?
Yeah, so for me, life coaching, it's not always about earning a whole lot of money. You need to want to say to yourself, is your purpose? I find this my purpose in life. So I think God has called me to do this. That's just, and I've always felt that I was called to help others. I was called to serve. And that's my life purpose. So that's the purpose that I want to live out. If you're wanting to do life coaching, is to get yourself trained up as a proper coach, because everybody can do coaching. But it can also be detrimental for other people if you're not trained. Yes. So I'd say just get yourself trained. So whether you want to go to to a university, or there's some coaching school that you can go to, go and do that. I'd also say, don't be in it for a whole lot of money. Find your niche as well. So what is it? Because there's some coaches that just do like relationship coaching, between marriages, for example, or relationship with others. The others that focus just on executive coaching, so they just coach executives in organizations. Some people like working with youth. So find what is your niche. What is it that you really want to do, and who you want to work with, and and then go out and do that. And I know that I don't market myself. I don't believe that. I always believe that God will send people to me. So the right people will find me.
Find you.
So I don't go out and and find people. They find me. So I don't do any marketing or anything like that. People just make contact and say, I heard about you, and can you? And then I have a coffee session, and then that's it. And then we decide whether we can work together. Yeah. And also, I think it's just a way. It fulfills me, because it's a way of knowing that I've got a fulfilling my purpose, and I'm able to be there for others. And even if it's an ear to hold a space, and my time that I'm offering up for others.
Yeah, no, I can say, guys, that's definitely something that I think, even listening now and thinking about it, that I admire of Auntie Mo, because
thank you.
Because I think a lot of people, they grow older and they just kind of, I don't know, they flip. They don't do anything productive. It's like, I've lived my life, I'm done. But Auntie Mo still gives back. You still give of yourself. You're still living. You're still, involved. You understand? So that is definitely something to look up to, and I hope that one day when I am 60, I'm not sitting at home.
Find a purpose.
Yes, that I'm living out my purpose.
Absolutely. And I think it's important, even when people go on retirement. I mean, some of my colleagues that have gone on retirement early time, I always say, find something. Find something to do, something that can keep you young, something that can keep you going. Because you can't be sitting at home. Our parents, you finish off work, sitting at home, and then they get old and sick. Find something to do, and ask God, what is it that you want? Why am I here? We're all here for some reason. We all came here to come and do something, so find what it is that you have to do.
Thank you all so much for your time. I really appreciated that. I enjoyed that. I did. Guys, this is episode number 7 of Just Be Lekker with Joy, and you'll be just lekker, julle.
Always lekker.
Always lekker. Gaan druk uit knopje subscribe, like, share, do all of that. And we'll see you with the next episode, guys.
And support the young people.
Yes,
always.